Saskatoon is once again in the spotlight in a good way with the Junos coming in Saskatoon in March of 2020. Todd Brandt is here to give us some background and an invitation to participate. Todd, thanks for taking some time today.
Great, thanks, Randy.
I want to ask you your involvement before the Junos were here in 2007. Talk about that and how it's come to be with 2020.
2007 was phenomenally exciting for the province. First time I'd ever been to Saskatoon and to Saskatchewan, in fact. So it was, we were cutting a lot of new swath when it came to the 2007 Juno Awards, but it was a fabulous event for Saskatoon, both for the cultural part of our city and economically as well. What we're finding this time is that the Junos has a bigger footprint now. There's more events, there's more exploration of various art forms as part of the Junos. There's a photography exhibit, an art exhibit, both that are going to be at the Remy Modern that's added to it, a comedy show on the Saturday night that was not there before. So, and a junior Juno, so there's lots of ways to engage and get involved in this that wasn't here in 2007, and I'm quite excited about the bigger footprint that they've produced.
So it's going into the wider community, and I remember in 2007 the weather was a bit of a challenge, and hopefully it won't be this time, but the reach out to the community, I remember the Songwriters Circle was very popular. Is that something that's coming back?
Yeah, the events that were there before are back. Juno Fest will be held at venues across Saskatoon, clustered in a couple areas. That will perform. There will be 50 or 60 artists from all over Canada that will be brought in to perform for us at a much more intimate settings at the nightclub. So a great opportunity to get up close and personal with future stars and current stars of the music industry in Canada. The Juno Fanfare will be back, and we'll be doing that as well as the Songwriting Circle, which is one of my favorites. It'll be at TCU Place on the Sunday afternoon of the main show. There's a private industry award show on Saturday night at Prairie Land Park. That's by invitation, and it's specifically for about 28 awards are given out at that show. And then what we all see as the Junos is the big televised award show is Sunday evening on March the 15th here in Saskatoon. So it's a few days of very packed activities. And one of the flavors that we are really focusing on this year is there's going to be an Indigenous honoring ceremony on the Friday afternoon leading up to all the other festivities, and it's going to be phenomenal. We're doing it up the Gordon Oaks Center on campus, and we're hoping a lot of the Indigenous nominees will be there, as well as an official and a very appropriate kickoff for Saskatoon to be showcasing that as part of this year's event. Leaders
again in some fronts and taking that role. I know that watching our city on national television is a personal moment of pride when we see our city in that light in a positive way. What was involved in trying to recapture the Junos back to Saskatoon? Because it's never, you're competing against other cities.
Yeah, absolutely. I think first and foremost, there's an important financial package that had to be put together, and we negotiated very successfully with both the provincial government and the city of Saskatoon to put the financial package together, the upfront events fee. We had, for many years, been in constant contact with the Academy in Toronto that runs the Juno Awards to make sure that they knew we maintained our interest, and they knew that Saskatoon has a very vibrant music scene. We've got a lot of live music and venues in Saskatoon, so that wasn't ever a question. But you still have to put the committee together. You have to have sponsors pulled forward. You have to confirm that there's going to be volunteer opportunities. And from 2000 into 2020, from 07 to 20, it's become more intense. Like I said, it's a bigger footprint, so there's more activities going on, and we're excited to still be part of it.
I know our volunteer base is wide and deep, and it's something that we rely on to really put whatever event, if it's the Briar or things like that in the past. What's going to be happening, and is there an opportunity for volunteers to participate in the Junos in 2020?
Sure. Well, that opportunity is right now. So you can go online, just Google Juno Awards volunteers. It'll take you right to a registration site. And we do have to insist on people being 19 years of age or older for this particular event. And yeah, you can register. They'll ask you what your interests are and that sort of thing. And from there is coordinators that will be looking and trying to place people in the right portfolios for them. I think we're looking at upwards of 500 volunteers, which is a lot for Saskatoon, but yeah, we'll step it up and make sure that we have more than enough to fill out those various assignments. Everything from working with assisting tickets to the venues that are there, Juno Fan Fest, helping out with the Juno Cup, which is a hockey event that this year will be at Merlis Belcher Place. I'm thrilled about that one. It's the perfect venue and the right size for Juno Cup, where we'll see music artists who think they're athletes that competing against NHL greats, and I hope some local celebrities get involved in that as well. So that happens on the Friday evening of Juno Week.
So it's not just a Sunday afternoon or evening event that's televised. It's a week-long event of sorts that reaches out. What would we expect to see in terms of some names? Can you share that with us at all, or is that under wraps, or we don't know?
With this event, until everybody has done their voting and the tabulation is done, on January 28th, we're going to hear a lot, because that is when the nominees are announced out of the Toronto headquarters. And from that, we'll know the kind of artists that will be coming into Saskatoon. We expect at that time to be able to provide more detailed announcements as far as who people are going to enjoy performing in and around Saskatoon, or quite frankly at the big broadcast. There may be some information at that time. It's one of the nuances of Juno Awards, because it is an awards program. Nothing is predetermined. Like so much happens from the time that the actual announcement comes in. The nominees are listed to that. I'm telling people, don't wait though. We know music royalty from Canada will be here. It's going to be exciting, and the tickets are available online now. Go to Ticketmaster and search it out, and you'll see not just the award show tickets that are available, but other events as well. It's a big kickoff party that we're doing on Thursday evening as well, leading into it. So that's again something that was never done before. We kind of did a version of that back in 2007, but now it's a formalized part of the program. So hey, it's a party. I've warned all the host committee that get your sleep in the 2 weeks before, because once the main events hit, there's no sleeping after that.
Light the afterburners again, Saskatoon. Absolutely. Is the message. Help me out with understanding how the voting takes place. Can you share that? Because I know there's a lot of us that enjoy music, but we wonder how that process led to these people, or my song didn't make it, or my group didn't make it. How does that unfold?
Well, I believe it's a combination. I'm not the expert on this, but there is voting by industry and I'll look at sales that have gone through for a certain qualifying time period. And last year we went to London, Ontario, who hosted the 2019 event, and was really thrilled to catch up with people like Megan Nash that was there, and she was a nominee and a finalist. We saw her playing at Juno Fanfare. I'm enthusiastic about the opportunity to have some Saskatchewan artists as nominees as well this year. So we'll see when it plays out.
When we look at the music scene, not only across Canada, but to drill down here, I believe, and maybe it's just a bias of mine, but traveling a little bit, we do have a very deep and rich hotbed of performers. Do you see that being showcased more on that national scene? Is it everywhere, or is it kind of little hot spots across the country in your tourism experience too?
Well, honestly, Toronto's the headquarters, but it's not the point of origin of all the bands that achieve, and individuals that achieve national and international success. It's where a lot of industry, the record labels are located there, and there's a lot of back and forth with Toronto, but you can get everybody from small town Saskatchewan making their name to other big cities. So I'm excited about, the Canadian music scene on the international stage is very well respected. And I think we need to show our enthusiasm for that, and show up at the show and buy tickets and get out and celebrate Saskatoon. It's a great opportunity. Part of the nominee press conference, we've shot a hype reel, a hype video with a number of, you'll know them, performers. It'll be launched on January 28th, and it'll receive a variety of types of online and live playtime. That's great for Saskatoon to be showcased like that as part of Canada's music scene, and profile not only the music scene, but everything that our destination has to offer. So as a tourism marketing guy in my day job, that's pure gold. We love to have that stuff available.
I think it also showcases a city in a international light, if you will, not only the talent, but some of the physical structures we have, City of Bridges and so on. But when we see our SaskTel Center and TCU Place, I guess it stresses the need for us to pay attention to some types of things like this would not happen if we didn't have an infrastructure. Can you touch a little bit on that?
You absolutely need the venues that do it. The great thing about SaskTel Center, with 15,000 seats generally available, it's going to show very well. We've done lots of live TV broadcasts out of there in the past, but it's a big venue. It's one of the two largest non-NHL venues in Canada. And part of the reason of the timing of this year's Juno Awards is between the end of the WHL season and the start of playoffs, so we slotted it nice in there around the weekend of the 14th, 15th of March. And it's a great opportunity. TCU Place is hosting, nice having a 2,200 soft seat theater for the songwriting circle, which is great. Having the big expansion of Prairieland Park and an opportunity to actually grow the main awards gala on the Saturday night and banquet is, again, great for Saskatoon, and great to have that facility expand to be able to meet the growing needs of the Juno Awards.
It's nice to see that we're inclusive of a lot of cultures and facilities, and showcasing who we are as a community here. I think commend you and the committee for that, Hugh and Brian and many others that are putting their shoulder to the wheel. Just close us out with a last word about how people can participate. I know this is going to be played over and over throughout the holidays, but people watching this, families coming, may want to come back for this in March. Tell us how to get involved again.
Well, you know what? Just Google CARIS, the Canadian Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, or Juno Awards Saskatoon. That'll take you to the website and it'll direct you to the volunteer site. We do need volunteers, so please get registered there and get engaged. You can buy tickets to a whole bunch of the different events that are happening. They're already available now, so encourage people to look at that. Christmas time is a great opportunity for gifting around that, or stay engaged and keep up to speed with all the announcements that are coming as far as the artists and the locations of all these venues. We're looking forward to a pretty exciting 5 days in Saskatoon in March.
I think my biggest message from you today was don't wait, it's happening, and we got to be ready for that. So Todd, thank you and the committee for all your hard work on that.
You're very welcome.
You're watching Connect. Stay with us. We'll be right back.